the team here at Miro. Welcome to today's product demo session, Miro for Design Teams, all-in-one collaboration. It's day 2 of Distributed 2019, and I'm really excited to welcome Lindsey here from our very own team to present today.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the lunch demo for Wednesday. Excited to show you guys around Miro today with a focus on how Miro can help design teams and really enable collaboration throughout the entire process for you guys. Yesterday, Melissa did a great job covering how Miro can help across an entire product development process. But today we wanted to focus a little bit more on the design use case and dive into that. So let's go ahead and get started. Awesome. So what is Miro? I wanted to give you guys just a high-level intro to start in case this is a first look at Miro for you. Miro is a visual collaboration hub for designers. So it's a place where your entire team can come together, visualize complex data, get collaboration and feedback on design assets, bring together any project documentation. It's really a true hub where you can have all that information you need in one place. It's really a powerful tool for design teams who are looking to get engagement for roles outside of design as well. Oftentimes when we're working in prototyping tools or design specific tools, they can be a little difficult for non-designer roles to feel comfortable or know how to engage and collaborate there. So Miro is a really easy to use, really horizontal tool that a lot of different roles can feel comfortable in. So it's really great at driving engagement for cross-functional as well. Some key concepts just to kind of kick things off. Miro is a canvas-based tool. So our canvas is called a board, and you're looking at a board here. Let me go ahead and stop presentation. I'll zoom out. It's an infinite canvas, so you can put as much as you need there. You're never going to run out of space, and you can structure it really in any way that you want. So if you're used to working in canvas-based tools, you're going to be happy that we are a canvas-based tool as well and give you that flexibility. The Miro app is available to use like wherever you prefer to work. So I'm using our browser version right now because I have some tabs I want to click through today and show you. But we also have a desktop version for Mac, for Windows, a smartphone option, which is great. There's actually a special feature on smartphone that I'll be showing you later, as well as touchscreen apps for like iPads, Surface Hub. This is something we use in our LA office. We have a giant touchscreen and we use it as a digital physical whiteboard where we can draw and collaborate around the whiteboard there. And one other just key piece that we're going to focus on today for teams looking to scale processes and really streamline how they work in Miro and across their teams is templates. We're going to cover templates today, but when you get on a canvas, oftentimes you can have like blank canvas syndrome, like what do I put on here? I don't know how to get started. So I'm going to show you guys around our templates library where you can browse tons of different use cases and ways to get started. All right, cool. So another key piece of Miro is sharing. So being a cloud-based tool, being a real-time collaboration tool, that's one of the main reasons teams come to us is they're looking for a place that they can collaborate in real time. We're all about sharing, and we make sharing really easy. On all of your boards, you have this share button here at the top right where you can invite collaborators. You can do this by email address. You can do it from Slack or Microsoft Teams. You can invite an entire team if you already have someone or your whole team in Miro. You can also customize like what level of access you want to give to the people that you're sharing with. So for your team that's actually working with you, do you want to give them the ability to edit so they can build on the boards together with you? But perhaps you have stakeholders and you just want to get comments or maybe just give them view access. You can customize all of that here. So this is great for stakeholders, maybe working with clients or teams outside of the business. So you just need to give visibility, but you don't want them to edit. All right, cool. So just kind of moving on here, I wanted to dive into like some of the themes that we're going to cover today. We did a recent survey with some new users on the product marketing team to kind of understand like what's driving them to Miro and what do they want to use it for? What are their most urgent issues? And some themes really popped out that I thought we could focus on today. The first one being visualizing complex data. For design teams, UX researchers, designers, we deal with a lot of data, right? A lot of inputs, interviews, surveys, analyzing old designs, trying to think here, user testing, right? There's so much data that we're trying to synthesize and bring together into a collaborative story, into a consistent story, and visualizing that complex data is a great use case. And we're going to show you today how you can do research synthesis, affinity mapping, flows and diagrams, all on your boards. Another big use case is UX templates. So UX specific activities are a great use case for design teams as well, who want to come in here and do some low fidelity wireframing, maybe create some journey maps, user story maps, and I'm going to take you guys through that and show you that as well. And then finally, just remote collaboration. I don't think this one is specific for design teams, but it does come up a lot. Needing to have a real-time solution for remote coworkers, for clients who may not be on site with you, for running workshops, and then also for asynchronous, just gathering feedback. You know, we need to get feedback from our stakeholders, and we need an easy way to do that. And I think another piece of this that kind of fits into all of this is like single source of truth. When we are working with a ton of different tools across our process, and we're working with cross-functional teams, just knowing like, where is the information I need? Is it up to date? Like, as a stakeholder, where do I give feedback? How do I make sure that's been seen? We can really help with all of that by helping you centralize everything into one place and make that really consistent. Okay, cool, diving right in. So Miro's Infinite Canvas is your single source of truth. So yesterday we dove into some examples of how you can, you know, draw, use sticky notes, create mind maps, templates. You can really build everything that you need right here within Miro. On the left-hand side, you have your bar that allows you to build. So if I scroll through here, you see we have sticky notes, text, a pen tool. This is great for like touchscreen if you just literally want to draw like on a whiteboard, shapes, arrows. And then we also have templates here, which we're going to dive into as well. So really anything that you want to create for your early synthesis, ideation, brainstorming, you can do it all here on one board. You have an infinite canvas, so you're never going to run out of room, and you can create different areas on your board for different parts of the project using frames. And frames are what I'm using here to do this presentation. So you can see that there are areas that you click and drag to segment off that area of the board, and then call that its own section. So now this area is going to be its own little area. It's going to be logged here in my frames feed on the left-hand side, and it's going to keep my board organized, but allow me to have everything in one place. Another key piece is centralizing all project assets. So if we're using different tools for all of these different files, how do we like have a consistent process? How do we make collaboration easy? We can drop everything onto our boards and just have a project board that serves as a hub or a team desktop with everything you need. So things like wireframes, synced docs, you know, we have bi-directional sync with Google Drive, with Box, with Dropbox, spreadsheets, PDFs, and then also your design files as well. We have a sketch plugin that's going to allow you to sync your sketch files to your Miro boards, push updates onto the board. Also lay out those artboards and create flows and a great high-level visual of how they interact with each other. It's another added benefit there. And we also have an iframe embed as well. So for any other design tools you may be using, like Axure and Vision, you can grab the iframe code, you can embed those files onto the board, and that's going to allow you to keep that interactivity. So if you have animations, interactions, transitions that you want to show and get feedback on, you can use the iframe to embed that interactively as well. I want to stop here and just show you some of the different sources where you can pull from, because there really is a ton, and there really is no limit to what you can put on the board here. So if I click the upload icon on the left-hand side, you can see that I can upload from my device. I can upload straight from a URL. I can embed whole web pages. The Chrome extension allows you to take anything that you see on a browser to basically screenshot that, drop it right on the board. That's our Miro Chrome extension. Dropbox, OneDrive, Adobe Creative Cloud is here as well. And then if I also expand on the three dots here, you're going to see a bunch of additional places where we can pull assets from. Here's where you're going to find your iframe code. You can also just drop the iframe code on the board. You can drop images on the board. literally just Control-C, Control-V, and it'll be there for you. Google image search, you can pull Google images and do searches right from within your board as well. We also have some fun sources here that I think are really helpful for designers, like Unsplash, a bunch of different icon sets, icon finder, as well as a wireframe library as well, so that you can do some quick wireframing there. Cool. So I wanted to show you guys just like a screenshot of an internal board here we have that's like a research board to give you an idea like how we use this to centralize all of our project assets and data in one place. You can see on this board, we have our high level categories here of all the different content. We have all of our relevant files. We have our project plan. And then we have insights and data from actual research that we've done. So we have interview data here, and we have survey data here, references like market research, what else is out there, numeric research, and then finally ideas for solutions. What's really great about doing it this way and how it helps our team is that it really allows people to collaborate and get engaged at the right level for them. Across the top here, you can see that each of these bars is for key insights. So for leadership stakeholders or people who are not so deeply involved in the project, but maybe just want to stay informed, they can quickly scan this board and see what the key insights are. And TLDR, they don't need to dive into all this data down below. But for the other team members who are working, it's all there, it's all in one place, and it's available if you do want to dive in. You'll also see all of these comment bubbles on the board as well. This is our comments tool, and this is how we give and receive feedback from our team members. So as a team member, if I'm looking at this board and I want to give feedback or ask a question, I simply just drop a comment on the board. I can mention my team member, and I can say, you know, what do you think about this? And it's going to mention Iris. She gets an alert in Slack that I've asked for her feedback, and now she can come on the board and leave me a reply in the threaded comment. Your comments will pin to whatever object you drop them on. So if you're dropping it on a screen and it's in a flow, but you end up changing things or moving it around, it's going to travel with it. So that's really great. It's going to keep that contextual information for you. Your comments are also threaded here on the left-hand side. So you're always going to have a comments digest and be able to see what people are talking about and keep track of that conversation. And you can filter too, as these can get really big and there's a ton of comments. You can filter by things that mention you, use it like a task list, and you can also, you know, resolve comments, color code them, you know, really manage this however you want. We want to give you tools to be able to manage it, but we don't want to force that process on you. We want you to be able to build your own process that's right for your team. So however you guys want to use it is available for you. All right, so let's go ahead and hop on down to frame 9. Awesome, so I wanted to dive into sticky notes. Sticky notes are a really fundamental and powerful piece of Miro. There's a ton that you can do, and so I want to spend some time here today because this is really the launching point for a lot of teams as they get started on boards. So getting started, what you can do here, you can see this list on the left-hand side, but you can totally customize your sticky notes. You can color code them, tag them. You can do bulk creation. You have grouping and connecting, and then also converting to cards and exporting and importing from CSV. So to get started, I wanted to kind of just go down here and show you some examples. So sticky notes are totally customizable. So if I grab this sticky note and I hover over it, you can see that I can change the style of the font, I can change the location of the font, I can change the size of it, either by selecting this, or I can just simply drag to change the size as well. I can also change the color of it, and I can add tags. And we have a ton of tags on this board, so I can go through and I can grab any tag on the board. I can also create a new tag really easily, choose the color of that, and add it to the sticky note. Sticky notes are really great for creating flows, for mind maps, for showing dependency lines. It's so easy to link these sticky notes together. You can see I have a couple examples here. We have a dependency line that this is dependent on that, and that is also dependent on the next task. I can also customize these lines and show maybe they're dependent on each other. So creating a new one's really easy. You just simply grab the edge of the sticky note and create your line. And then from there, you can automatically just create your next object. So there's my next sticky note. I can customize what this line looks like. So I can take off that front arrow. I could change this to maybe a circle or a diamond. Maybe if I was doing maybe a journey map. We can also change the style as well. So if you're doing site mapping, or if you just have a visual preference, you can customize that. Let's say you're talking about future states or things that are not like definitive. You can do dotted lines, dashed lines. You can get really custom here to make your flows look exactly how you need. And once you've created some stickies, maybe you're working on a backlog, maybe you have a brainstorming session, this is where you're going to start getting into templates and applying these to templates to really make them work for whatever activity you're working on. So I have this Kanban board template here. I'm just going to slide it over and drop these in. And now I can start to put these into their right areas. Let's say that this is not the template you want to use a different template. Let's go ahead and just jump into the templates library, and I'll show you some examples of other templates that you can do. So the templates library you access from the left-hand side here, and we've organized it by use case to make it easy to find the ones that you need. So at the top here, we have UX research and design, which seems appropriate for this demo, so we can kind of cruise through this one. Some examples we have here are customer personas, empathy maps, journey maps, visual story maps, road maps, wireframing, workflows. So really you can grab anything that you need and drop it on the board. You can also show a preview, which is going to allow you to see an example of what this looked like, have a description, and a lot of our templates allow you to add a pre-filled example as well. So if you just want to get an idea of what this would look like, drop the pre-filled example on the board and you can see this example in person, and then you can customize it to meet your needs. So you don't have to use how we built it out of the box. Everything is totally customizable. This is really great for workshops and like larger events as well. So like for example, this empathy mapping one, it's actually, if you drop it on the board, an entire workshop, right? So it has activities, it has tasks, it has steps. So it's really an out of the box workshop for you guys to use. So definitely browse those and take a look and see if that would be helpful for you. Going down next, I think another awesome example for sticky notes is like an A/B testing flow. So I want to show you how you could quickly make this. So let's say I was doing an A/B testing flow and we were going to A/B test different sample boards on the website and see which one converted more to new trials. So I've kind of got it started here. I have the homepage. They're going to view a sample board, and then we're going to have option A. So now let's go ahead and add option B. And so I'm going to go ahead and just drop that down, add that next sticky, and type in option B. Awesome. I'm going to drag this down. You can see we have these alignment lines, which are going to help you keep everything organized and even. And now let's go ahead and grab some screenshots and add these to this. I'm just going to Google image search real quick, and let's just grab some sample boards. Here's one, and here's one. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these on the board. We'll put this one here, and we'll put this one here. Oops. Awesome. And maybe I want to add a little bit more information for the team. Maybe this one is our current option. And let's say that we're going to keep this one with like 95% of the traffic. Awesome. And then our next one is going to be the experimental one. Awesome. So now at a glance, I have this little flow that I can share with stakeholders. It's going to show option A, option B, just some high level information. I've also added a little information about this A/B test and who's involved. And we can work on the board together. And when we're ready to present or share it with the team members, we can just drop a frame around it and name it, A/B test overview. And this will be ready to share with external teams, share with stakeholders. I can share it on the board in presentation style. I can also export it if I want to as an image or a PDF to share with teams as well. All right, so let's say that you have a ton of stickies you want to add at once, or you have a ton of ideas burning in your brain. So we do have a bulk add mode, which is going to help you create a lot of stickies at once. So when you click on the sticky icon left-hand side, at the bottom, you're going to see bulk mode. I wanted to show you this because it's a really powerful and fast way to add stickies. So from here, I can just go idea, 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 and type, create as many stickies as I want. And when I click done, all those stickies are going to end up on the board for me. And these stickies are all in a group to start, you see, which is really helpful, because then if you wanted to add a tag, let's say you're doing a live brainstorming session and I want to tag that these are my ideas, I can do all that really quickly. And it's going to apply to all of them as well. Change the color, totally customize these all at once. Now, if you're doing a brainstorming session as well and you're looking to get feedback from your team, we also have this fun ability to add emoji reactions. So let's say your teammates dropped an idea on the board, you could give it a thumbs up or give it a plus, and those will tally up as well as additional people are on the board and looking at the work that you're doing with you. All right, so next I wanted to show you guys what to do, like if you already have a lot of data but it lives outside of Miro, but you want to be able to visualize that, maybe do some groupings, do some affinity mapping, you know, break things up into categories. How can you do that? So I have here our recent survey, the same one that we had those early insights from. So I wanted to actually just use this data and show you that how you could work with this data with sticky notes and get some insights really quick. So on this next tab here, oops, let's see here. Okay, never mind, I'm signed out here. Of course, this happens live. This is what happens when you try to demo live. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and grab this data once we get it loaded. Cool, let's go to the UX design tab here. So I thought it'd be good to use UX design. So I want to grab the data from this question where we're asking people, when did you realize that you needed something like Miro in your process? So let's head back to the board. I highlighted all those cells. I just literally hit Control C, and I'm going to come onto the board and I'm going to click Control V, and all of those are going to populate as stickies for me. So you can see that all of them are on the board now. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger since this is our main question. And these are all of our responses. So I have my coworker Iris on the board with me. You can see here's her mouse right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to start categorizing these and grouping them. And then we're going to ultimately put them onto this template here to show you how you can do that. So to start, I can just do a glance and kind of look for some keywords. I can easily do this just by clicking, changing the color of something, having that stand out. Let's say this one has the word organized. But also if you have a ton of data, there's some hacks to help you do this really quickly. One is the search function in the top right-hand corner here. So let's say I wanted to find all the sticky notes here that had the word organized with them, because I think organizing complex data is a theme and I want to see how many responses included it. So I'm going to go ahead and type in organize, and I'm going to hit this filter, and then I'm going to click select all. So now you can see that Miro has highlighted all the stickies with the word organized for me. So from there, as a group, I can change the color, I can tag them, and I can pull them out and separate them. So now I just quickly brought these out of this area. I can bucket them together. And if I don't want to deal with them individually now, I can just grab them all, highlight them here, and I can group them. So now these are one object for me, so I can take them and I can drop them down into the organized bucket. Let's see, we can go through and try this again. Let's see, I see the word workshop here. Let's see if we can find some additional ones with the word workshop. Select all. Okay, looks like maybe Iris got one of them. So here's one that has the word workshop. And let's see, what are some other words that we have here? Sticky, collaborate. Let's type in collab maybe. Oh, we can see we have collaborate, but we actually have collaborate all over the board. And we can see that here are the ones where we have it in sticky notes. And as I click through, it'll take me to those. So let's go ahead and just finish doing this. We have retros, affinity maps. These look like individual items. Let's go ahead. Ideas to sort out. That sounds like organize. Sticky notes. Complex designs. That sounds like organizing data as well. Let's see. Traveling and workshops. And sticky notes. All right, cool. So awesome. We've dropped these all onto the board. Now we can go through and make them look the same. We can tag these with like use case specific. Oops, let's type that right. Awesome. And then we can go through and just change our categories. So we can see here we developed our 3 categories. Use case, collab, and that one visualizing data. And so that's an example of some live affinity mapping categorizing that you can do using sticky notes. From here, you can share this with your team. Again, drop a frame around it and let people know that this is available to be seen. And then also keep your source data on the board. So if anyone wants to see the raw data, they can come back up here to the spreadsheet and they can see, you know, exactly where you got that data and how you came to those conclusions. Thanks, Iris, for your help with that. That was awesome. All right, so next, what if we still want to use our whiteboards? There's definitely still a time and place for whiteboards, and you probably have them in your office. So what to do if you still want to use them? Well, we've actually got you covered here as well with Miro's sticky note recognition. So I wanted to show you guys this sticky note recognition. It's a really great way to take your physical sticky notes and to bridge the gap and put them in a digital way. There was an awesome tweet from one of our users a little bit ago that I thought would be cool to share here. But it actually shows sticky note recognition in action. It shows how he and his team were working on a whiteboard and he took a photo of the sticky notes on the board, used sticky note recognition to put these on the board. And let's go ahead and show you how you would do that here as well. So I'm going to scroll down to this blank area. And I'm going to go back to my left menu here and I'm going to go to sticky note recognition. Sticky note recognition, let me type in sticky. And let's go ahead and grab one of my sticky note files. Okay, cool. Awesome, so this is sticky note recognition tool live. You can see that Miro automatically scans and picks up most of the sticky notes. If it doesn't pick up all the sticky notes, you can just click on it, that sticky note, and it will grab it for you. And press done. And there we go, and we can delete this one. We don't want a little half guy. Delete, cool. And then we'll click add to board. So I can choose my scale here. Let's have it fit right underneath and we'll press done. And there you go, we have all our sticky notes on the board. It's gonna stay in the same layout for you, which is great. So like for this one where we had those connecting lines, now we can just come back in here and we can just redraw those lines really easily. So hopefully save you guys a lot of time on transcribing and then also make this data a lot easier to work with and visible for your remote teammates. So if you do have an in-person session, but you have remote teammates, they can have access to this and it's a lot better than just getting a photo. All right, I can't believe we're at 30 minutes already. All right, let's move right along. So common design use cases. We kind of already went through templates, which is great, but like design use cases, you can do a lot of this stuff here on the board, brainwriting, personas, mood boards, blueprints, UX flows, mockups and wireframes. And I wanted to show you guys our templates library that lives outside of the product. So we have our library that lives within the product here, which we already kind of browsed through. But we also have an additional library here that's at miro.com/templates. And if you're not already a Miro user, or if you are a Miro user and you're looking for some additional templates that aren't in the product library, come to this website and browse through this library here. There are even more templates that you can grab. And so using the templates is really easy. We'll click use. It's going to open up a board for you, and then you can save that template into your personal templates library. Also good to mention again that templates are totally customizable. So any Miro template that you grab and drop on the board is totally editable, all native elements. So you can customize that and save your own version. And with those versions, you can have a personal library, and you can also share across the team. So if you're looking to scale processes, you can share these templates across your team and help, unify that process for them. So definitely, maybe Melissa could drop this in chat, but miro.com/templates, definitely a great resource. Some examples to show here, things you can find in the library as well. Let's see here, what do we got? So we got empathy maps, action plans, service plans. And then I also wanted to spend a couple of minutes in talking to you guys about our interactive templates. So interactive templates is a place that we're really focused on for Miro, is to create automation on the board and make you guys even faster and more efficient working on the board. So our first interactive template is the mind map. And you can see this mind map is here. The mind map isn't separate like sticky notes and lines, it's all one thing. So you can use your keyboard shortcuts to tab and click through and create and go really fast. You can, mess it up, make it crazy, do whatever you want with that. And there's tools to help you guys stay organized, like auto align, customizing how the lines work, customizing the colors, and then also adding some additional customizations. And links is a great thing as well. So let's say something in your mind map should link to an outside website as a reference or a doc, you can add attachments to that as well. The next one is user story maps. User story maps use cards. We haven't dove into cards too much today, and I'll leave that to Iris's demo tomorrow, where she'll really be focusing on that. But cards are an element that you can convert from a sticky, or you can create from scratch. They give you a lot of details around the task, and they live in these interactive templates. So for your user story map, you can add them here, you can drag them around, and you can also do the same thing with the Kanban as well. So with the Kanban, you have all of our cards in here. You can see we have columns, you can customize these columns. We have swim lanes, you can add additional swim lanes, and you can use these cards. Tomorrow, Iris will be diving into our Jira integration as well. And so I just wanted to note that these cards can also be bidirectionally synced Jira cards, and will function the same way and live within your templates. Awesome. So just kind of the last piece here before we open up for Q&A is just real-time collaboration and remote collaboration. Like, why is it so important? Iris and I actually went on site with a customer service now a few weeks ago and did a live workshop with them. And we were trying to understand what are some of the biggest obstacles you have today with remote collaboration. And we saw some of the same themes coming out that we see with a lot of our customers is time zones and asynchronous communication is hard. Lack of defined process, having too many tools, getting people adopted on another new tool. These can all be difficult, especially for external stakeholders or non-design team members who you need feedback from. And then just low engagement participation, remote people feeling left out. So these are all things that we want to help you guys solve, and we think that Miro can really help you do that. By working on the board, you really make all voices equal and all ideas heard. And it's a great way to really make your collaboration easy to use and fun and cross-functional, and all the things we've been hearing from the awesome speakers this week. Final slide here, just wanted to cover the real-time collaboration toolbar on the bottom left-hand side to give you an idea of all that you have. In Miro, you have presentation mode, which is driven by frames, a great way to present work in progress or finished projects, commenting, also a live onboard chat, screen share and video calls, great, so you can invite your teammates on the board, launch a video call and do a screen share with them, as well as voting and timers. So if you are running workshops, you can set timers. Everyone on the board will be able to see that. And you can also run voting sessions as well. And you can see historical votes when you have them and tally those up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I think we have a few minutes for Q&A, and thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much, Lindsay, for that great demo. Looks like we have a couple of questions here. So first things first, there is a question around voting. Could you demo the voting feature that we have using some of the sticky notes? So this was regarding assessing ideas, not commenting to get statistical results.
Cool, let's go ahead and do a quick vote. So I'm going to click on the voting tab at the bottom here, and I'm going to start a voting session. So you can name your vote, you can set the duration. Let's just do like a minute, and maybe Iris and Melissa, you can vote. So I'm going to give everyone 3 votes, and how it works is you just tell Miro like which part of the board you want to vote on. So we want to vote on our giant board here, we want to vote on this little area, which is the sticky notes that we worked on earlier. And then you tell Miro like what do you want to vote on. So we have different object types on the board, so we just want to vote on sticky notes, not shapes, cards, or images or text. So now I'm going to go ahead and click start the vote now, and our voting is live. All right, Iris and Melissa, you have 1 minute, so drop some votes in. You should see that on the board for you. I'll click done. And while we're going here, you can see Melissa and Iris are on the board, and hopefully they're voting. And in 41 seconds, that vote will end, and we'll be able to tally up the results. While we wait for that, maybe we can start on another question.
Great, awesome. Thanks for showing us that. As far as integrations, there were a couple of questions about specific tools that users use. So can you tell us a little bit about what integrations we have available, and then for the ones that we don't have currently available, what are some of the other options? So using things like Zapier or our open API.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great thing to touch on. I think we'll cover more about integrations tomorrow too, but let me go back here and show you. So from the 3 dots at the bottom left-hand side, you can open up this more options, and from here you can go to add more apps. So if I click on add more apps, it's going to open up our marketplace where you can browse all of our integrations. So we can go to design tools here as a topic. Okay, cool. And you can see the integrations we have here. So using iframe, you can integrate with any of these tools. Let's see, research and design, Google Drive, Box, OneDrive. So, I mean, there's really so many. We can't cover them all today on the demo, but if you go to miro.com/marketplace, then you can browse them there. We see that a lot of teams are using Slack or MS Teams. They're using Jira and Confluence. They're using the Sketch plugin that's super popular with design teams because it really eliminates having to like update docs on the board or share and via file sharing. You can just sync and upload there. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I think those are some of the highlights we hear about a lot, but definitely go to the marketplace and browse all the integrations.
Awesome, thanks so much. So we have 5 minutes, so we still have a couple more questions we can answer here. Can you show us how to create a PDF for a single frame or even multiple frames on a board?
Yeah, great question. So let's say this A/B test overview, I wanted to share this out. So how I can do that is just clicking on the frame. So you want to select the frame. You just do that by grabbing the frame title. And you'll go to the 3 dots here on the right-hand side, and you'll click export as an image. And as soon as you do that, you can see that you have some different options here that for whatever like your needs may be, small, medium, or large JPEGs, or you can do a vector, which is going to give you that PDF. So you can make it as large as you want. So that's how you're going to do that export. You can also do it on the board level. So if I click save as PDF, it's going to export all the frames. And each frame will become its own page in the PDF. One other export option I didn't mention, which I should, is exporting from sticky to CSV as well. So if you have a bunch of sticky notes on your board and you want to put these into a like Excel doc, you can click export to CSV. It's going to take all your stickies from your board and drop them into an Excel doc. It's also going to include any tags that you have there as well in a second column. So you can go both from spreadsheet to sticky and sticky to spreadsheet.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a really powerful feature, especially for design. So if you're doing a lot of UX research and say you sent out a survey and now you're having to assess some of the responses from a survey, you can basically import all of your survey answers that are on a spreadsheet and copy and paste and create stickies, and then you can shuffle them around on the board. I know, Lindsey, we've done that a couple of times for some of the research that we've done through surveys too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we have time for maybe just one more question. Going back to frames, if you click on the frame, can you show us how to organize stickies using a sort of grid function? So there was that kind of like really easy way to show how you can organize the stickies while they're aligned in a frame.
Okay, let's mess them up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this isn't a frame. This is a shape. Let's make this a frame. All right, hold on, let's do this. Okay, cool. So we got a frame around our stickies. And if I want to organize them, I can just go there and organize them. And if I want to randomize them, I can do that as well.
And when you have the grid function and you move a sticky note, can you show us what that functionality looks like?
So it allows you to swap and keep that same nice border.
Amazing.
You ready?
Great. Thanks so much. We are going to have to wrap it up here. It's 12:44, which means we have 1 minute till this ends. So thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Lindsey, for giving us this product demo. And thank you everyone for attending. This was really great to be able to show you this.
Thanks everyone. It was really fun to show you today. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Bye everyone.